What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am your host, Edwin. And where do all fights start? Round one. So we have an amazing episode here. We're going to be breaking down some of these fights and what's transpired in the Jaime Munguia fight, all that and more. So stick with us. Please give these videos a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk boxing. So, let me just get established here real quick. How you guys doing out there today? As you join in the live stream, let me know where you're listening to and where you're from. Rep your city. So, let's talk about this. Man, oh man. What the hell did I just witness? Right? With Jaime Munguia. You know, when we talk about situations in boxing, because we're here reporting boxing and we're talking about a lot of things that unfold, right? And you hear a lot of these phrases thrown around in the sport of boxing. For example, cherry pick. When we talk about a cherry pick fight, it's typically a fight that's set up for a fighter that's trying to make his way back, make a statement, get some confidence, depending on what the situation the management feels. So typically when we as fans see fights like this occur, we label them a cherry pick. We're like, oh, come on, man. You got this guy outclassed, outbeat. But there are two things that occurred on this night. Two of them I want to break down for us here, right? Thank you for joining the live stream, Patrick. How you doing, brother? Salute. So, when we talk about a cherry pick, right? Your guy is supposed to win. Jaime Munguia goes in the ring, and I'm going to put up these guys' records, and we're going to see. I'm talking about the first part of this, the cherry pick part of this. There's a second part, right? Stick with me. Check it out. We'll get to that. Let's put up the fighters' records, right? So we can see who we're talking about. This gentleman right here is Jaime Munguia. He is a well-known Mexican fighter. He's pretty well known. He has a record of 44 fights with 35 big ways by knockout. Leading into this fight, he only had one loss. And his only loss he ever had was to the one and only Saul Canelo Alvarez. Okay? So, and that's nothing to be ashamed of, right? Because Saul is arguably, one of pound for pound's best fighters in the world we have. So it's not like, yeah, he has something to be embarrassed about that. No, so he's 28 years old, right? And as Mexican fighters in that weight division, there are 144. He's ranked number 2. In the world, he's ranked number 8. Jaime Munguia has a 79% knockout ratio, right? And now these numbers right here, the number 2, number 8, I'm not sure if they change because now, as you can see, he has 2 losses. So BoxRec is, they're up to date on their win losses. Okay. Sometimes they're not up to date on everything, but in this situation, they are. Okay. 28 years old, 6 feet tall. He has a 672-inch arm reach. Okay. Let's go down the line and let's see who he fought. Here it is. Okay. He lost the fight to Saul, which is right here, right? Right there. Unanimous decision, 12-rounder. He went with the great Saul Canelo Alvarez, another decorated Mexican champion. So he fights Bruno. Bruno comes into the fight 25-0. 25-0, 2 no contests, or what for whatever reason, the fight wasn't determined. He has 2 of those, but he has no losses, right? Okay. Let's check out his fighter. Here's the man in question. Coming into the fight, he had 25 fights, and he only had what? He has 5 knockouts now. So coming into the fight, he had 4 knockouts. Coming into this fight, he had 4 knockouts. He's a Frenchman, 26 years old. He has 171 bouts. He was ranked number 3 out of 45 Frenchmen. Number 7, I guess, now. So this has all been updated. It's all been updated because coming into the fight and still, right, he ain't ranked. He's not ranked in the top 50 in the division. And as a matter of fact, check this out, guys. This is your definition of a cherry pick. Check this out. This is what we talk about, right? Leading into this fight, his last fight was at 160 pounds. 160 pounds. That means he came up 169 to fight Jaime Munguia, which he came into the fight, right here it says it, 169. He fought a guy that came in at 158 and a half, him, and then his opponent was 160 in his last fight. So not only it wasn't a guy in his weight division, it was a guy that they brought up with 4 knockouts. No one in the world knew who this guy was. But probably out there in France, I guess, yes. But in the United States, can anybody tell me who this guy is? I'll wait. This is this is the definition of when a cherry pick gone wrong. The fight started off good for Jaime. He dropped the Frenchman, and I thought that it was all full steam ahead. I said to myself, this is exactly what I expected to see, and Jaime Munguia is executing. He looked it good. His defense was up. He was fighting calm, poise. He was trying to look for his openings. Jaime was trying to show a version of Jaime Munguia, more experience for the kind of record that he has, having 44 professional fights. They criticized him for being very green when he was in his 30 professional fights, in his 30s. And it didn't seem like he was stepping up and taking defensively responsibility. Jaime's Achilles heel was, one, that he got hit a lot, and 2, as the rounds went on, his defense started to deplete. It would start to go down. He wasn't as Jaime gets tired, he starts to get careless. He doesn't stay the course. He's not disciplined to stay like this. He'll relax. And that's where his training must adapt. He can't relax. 36 minutes, you got to be on point. You don't got to be tense. Being tense, that's a different thing. You'll tire yourself out. Just being tense, going like this, like anticipating something. And no one's thrown a punch. You'll fatigue yourself. Yes, you will. So, but being alert is something else entirely. And Jaime Munguia was not alert. A guy with 4 knockouts did that to you in your hometown. If you watch the replay when he drops him, the legend, Julio Cesar Chavez, was announcing the fight. Look at his reaction. Look at his face. He knew the young man messed up. In order to impress the legend like that, yo, Julio Cesar Chavez is not an easy man to impress. I'm gonna tell you that right there. Right, I'm gonna tell you that right now. A lot of people misconstrue his level of how he should feel. He should give you the nod. He who he's a serious man. And some people think that he's an asshole because of that. A lot of Mexican fighters think no, is that he holds what he deems worthy at a high standard. And if he gives you the nod, it's going to really mean something. He's not just walking around giving every Mexican fighter, yup, you're good. No. Julio Cesar Chavez doesn't have hair on his tongue. He tells it like it is. And sometimes it might be harsh and he might offend some people. But he's the type of man, the type of warrior that he knows what it takes to be like that. So he's not looking at every Mexican fighter just going, not even his own son. Because to, he he feels like, bro, if I held myself to this kind of standard, why should I lower the bar to give you acceptance? So the legend was sitting there. When he saw that, he knew. He was like, damn, son. Like, Julio Cesar Chavez is looking for the next great Mexican fighter. He wants to know before he leaves, he sees himself in the kind of way he represented Mexican boxing. No matter what you say, no matter what you categorize that man, whether you love, hate, like him, you have to respect that man for what he did for the for Mexico and Mexico boxing culture. And sometimes champions and legends, they say a lot of harsh things. People might frown upon that. But you can't take away, man, who he is. And sometimes when you meet your idols, they're not who you thought they would be. Sometimes some of these people are assholes. They're assholes for reasons that of a lifestyle that is a repeated. You have to know that you're not the only person that walked up on them. You know, it's just hundreds and hundreds of people day in, day out. Could be a fan that rubs you the wrong way. And he said, from now on, you know, I'm not doing anything for nobody. Then you can meet him at a wrong point in his career and get a bad, you know, experience with your favorite athlete. They say Michael Jordan won't take a picture with a guy, but you see him in pictures with white dudes, white men with ties on and suits. It seems like if you're a man of status, then you could take a picture with him. But if you from the hood or you a dedicated fan, I ain't taking no picture with no dude. It kind of comes off in a bad light, doesn't it? So sometimes some of these athletes, man, it just, you know, it's unfortunate that they're not always the person, they're not always going to be the person you think that they are, you know? So, yeah, look, I think that Jaime Munguia, man, uh, he has no one to blame but himself in this situation. Jaime Munguia got caught, he got caught big. I explained the sequence of events, you know, leading up into the knockdown. And on my live stream, I was talking about it. You know, you ever see like a fight coming in and it's this cherry pick here, right? This is the second half of where cherry pick, you know, the other side of it. Because according to the Frenchman, Bruno, right? He was saying that he was him. He was undefeated. You just stamped this bum's and I don't mean to call him a bum, but this Frenchman, let's keep it respectful because the second half of this is what I'm talking about, right? Is that this is his opportunity. This is his opportunity. A cherry pick gone wrong, you just made a star off of your name. People are second guessing you now. And when we talk about these situations of these boxers calling out these other boxers, and they look back and say, who the hell did you fight? That Frenchman was in one of those situations. Imagine if the Frenchman had called out any of the champions, which is Saul Canelo Alvarez, right? But like let's in a hypothetical world for 1 second, there were four champion would be, or let's just go with the four top number one ranked guys. That's better. Let's go with the four top number one ranked guys in the 168-pound weight division, right? Who are they? Let's see. I'll get that right now. We won't even have to guess. All right. So in the 168-pound weight division, oh, I'm all the way down here. Get off. Maybe I'm all the way up. Let me get down. Okay. All right. So the top guys probably would be like, let's see. I gotta get that Domingo, Christopher, and Billy. I mean, Munguia got wiped out. Okay, so Edgar Berlanga got wiped out too as well. So, damn, man, he's number one in everywhere. So, and Billy's like the number one guy everywhere, right? So, okay. Let's just make up like a four because this guy's number one everywhere. Let's just make four guys. My point is this: that if he would have challenged any of the top guys, they would have looked at that Frenchman, right, Bruno, and they would have said, who are you? Who did you fight to deserve to call out any of the top guys? They would have never took him serious. And he would have saying, no, look, I'm just saying, I just haven't got an opportunity to fight any of you guys, that I could beat you guys, right? So, you know what I mean? So, like, now it's straightening that case for fighters in those kind of situations. That's what that does. For fighters that are calling out the top guys and haven't really have the kind of fights to back or to, seem worthy of the fight. When shit like this happens, Bruno's saying to the world, yeah, to the Keyshawn Davises of the world, yeah, no, I haven't fought anybody yet. The Xander Zions, the Abdullah Masons. Yeah, no, I haven't fought anybody yet. But I swear to God, if you give me that opportunity, I'm gonna shock the world. And that's where the flip side to all of this goes. That's the message. What do you think most of the people in France right now, he didn't even win a belt. And they're like, because this was a big win over Mexico. And as much as these men take this very seriously, like the men that live it, breathe it every day, like Saul, and like Julio Cesar Chavez in attendance, like those kind of men. If you was to take blood out of that man's arm, it'll just spell out boxing. Right? Mexico boxing, right? It's in his blood, man. And these guys take this shit seriously. And don't, I laugh with a smile because I'm the type of I won't, you know, I don't show a lot of the aggressive. Like, I'd rather smile than cry, right? About it. But they're serious. They take this shit very serious. And when you're representing Mexico like that, and one of the guys, they understand in the moment they're upset. They understand where the young man went wrong, and it was due to your being able to keep it together. It's not so much that maybe he wasn't in shape or he wasn't trained the right way. It was more that the fighter himself, he has to keep everything he learned together. You must stay focus. That's what we talk about, mental fortitude, for that the fighter can be, get his shit together in the ring. Remember, keep your defense, bend with your knees, don't flinch down, take away his jab, create your angles. What do you see? What have you learned? You already dropped them, so you know you can hurt them. You were being patient, then you started to rush them. In the middle of the fight, you decided to alter what you were doing to win you the fight. You were staying on the outside, you were picking your shots. Why did you start to just bulldoze forward? And when you did, the reason why I think he started to go after um um Bruno here, right? The reason why I think, because I think he started to fade away. I think Jaime Munguia got a burst of energy when he knocked him out. He got an adrenaline dump. I think in the moment he might have thought he finished him. Then he went and tried it. But even then, I can't say that he went in mad guns blazing, because he didn't. Jaime Munguia in that situation, he was patient. He was trying to he was throwing a couple of good shots, but he was looking for he saw that if he didn't get him, he reset. So he was a little patient and everything, but he should have stayed the course. He should have kept doing what was winning him the fight. That he could have won the rest of that fight with a jab. That's all he had to do. Stick on the outside and hit that jab. Bam, 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 bam. And the 1-2, boom, boom, and step back and reset. At that point, once you dropped him in your hometown, you could already hear the bottles popping in the club at the after party. This was a done deal. Why did he go and try to rush in and be like, boom, boom, boom? He wanted a big knockout. He went looking for the knockout and got knocked out. There's a price to pay for some of this. A lot of people criticized Devin Haney when he didn't go in on Regis Progress. Why? Devin Haney said, I got the fight won. I'm going to play it safe. I'm not going to give this guy an opportunity to try to hit me because he's still dangerous. And when fighters do this, they get criticized for it. But when this shit happens and he gets knocked out, he gets criticized for it. So damn if they do and damn if a fighter doesn't. Right? So it's like, man, bro. I'm like, but this is, I can't, I'm not going to shy away from it. It's a bad look for Jaime Munguia. It's a bad look. It's a bad look when a guy with only 4 knockouts coming into that fight does that to you. You're supposed to be the bigger puncher. You're supposed, Jaime Munguia, how many knockouts he had? 35 knockouts? 35 knockouts to your 4. Nobody knows who the hell this guy was. He ain't never fought any of the top guys. He's not even ranked. Let's go to the ranking system. Oh my God, bro, is this bad? I can't lie. This might not, he might have knocked Jaime Munguia to the shadow realm. Yo, listen, guys, this is bad. This is bad. Because people are going to figure this out. If you haven't already heard this, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. This is just the obvious. This is scratching the surface. Like this is what you see at the beginning of it. Like when you look at put it, you're like, what the hell is this? And everybody had to connect the dots on this. This is just, it's just out there. It doesn't take much to put this together. So I'm pretty sure there are YouTube channels out there right now reporting on this, right? And they've probably said, if not the same thing or similar or even worse, they probably even found out more than me, or maybe not less. It doesn't matter, but you're going to hear this because this is bad. Yeah, this is a bad look. Yeah. Where does Jaime Munguia go from here, man? I mean, oh yeah, we were going to go look up the ranking system too, in fact, right? I was supposed to go look up to see where this guy was ranked, man. I mean, it's just going to get worse. I know it is. But I had to go check out my live stream and make sure that hold on. All right. Salute, no cap. What's up, baby? How you doing? How you guys doing out there? How you feeling? So, um, yeah, that's what we were gonna do, right? So let me turn this one off. I don't need that. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is what we can do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd rather do this. I'd rather do this right here. We could replace it with this. Okay. Now, these are like ESPN's ranking like number 1 and everything. This is the heavyweight right here. They got Usyk, he's ranked number 1, Tyson Fury number 2, Dubois like that. You can see it, right? And it'll have like their record underneath. So, I'm just breaking down what we're looking at, and this is the heavyweight one. So, we're going to go down, and these are just like the top guys. These are some of the she's matter of fact, while we're here, like you can see this, right? This is wow, right? Look at Arthur number 2. Didn't he just win all the belts? They got Demetrius Bivol number 2, but ranked number 1. But it also got the arrow going down and the arrow green going up. So that'll probably change, I guess. I don't know why the arrow green's going up. So they had the time to put the arrow going up, but they didn't have the time to switch the ranking. That's kind of funny, right? ESPN. Wow. David the Monster Benavides is ranked number 3, and David Morale is mysteriously ranked number 4, and they are going to fight each other, and their ranking in the thing is already that high. Really? Wow. So they beat out all these guys. Yard, that's been in the weight division, Caleb Smith, like they beat out all these guys. And they're up here, ranked number 3 and 4. You That has nothing to do with the upcoming fight they have, right? Nah, they're rightfully so. They're deserving. Of course they are. Saul Canelo Wilder, yeah, and Billy, he's like the top guy everywhere, as we saw. I try to like make an exam. And I came to find out he is the top guy everywhere. Now, Jaime Munguia's ranking right here, number 3, is gonna take a hit right after this. So they're gonna go back and probably fix this. Now, Caleb Plant is gonna sneak in. There's a lot of fighters that are gonna edge up. What about, but I don't know. I don't know how they feel about putting them under. Didn't Edgar Berlanga? How do you guys feel about that? Where would you slide him in now? How far would he drop down in the ranking? How far? And where would you put him? Would you put him here? Would you put him above Diego? Would you put him above, below? Where would you place him? Or would you place him under, down here with these guys? William Skull, Lester Martinez. I don't know. Let's get down a little further. Some of the weight divisions. Terrence Crawford, Israel, Sebastian Fundora. Oh, yeah. Number 5, Virgil Ortiz, Timzo, Roman. Okay. Jerome Bruce Ennis, Emmanuel Stanlionis, Brian Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, Connor Ben. All these guys. Connor Ben, huh? Wow. Like, wow. Really? Alex Rocha. He fought to a draw. He's not going to move in the ranking. Teal, Devin, Jack Catterall, Richard Hitchison, Alberto Puello, Jose Valenzuela, Liam Paro, Subriel Matias, number 8. They still put him because he beat him. None of these guys have fought him. Wow, but this has got to change. Well, in the division, but I thought he would be ranked higher than Devin. He's an actual champion in recess. All right, but what about this Jack Catterall ranking now? Number 3. Wouldn't he be higher than him? Maybe they're ranking Jack Catterall by the level of competition. Because although Richard Hitchison became a champion, he hasn't really fought the level of competition he fought, because him fighting the former unified world champion at 140 pounds, right? With fighting Josh Taylor twice. Having a name like Josh Taylor on your resume would probably rank you higher than this. So I could see where I don't know what they're using as a measuring stick for their ranking, ESPN. I don't know how they determine whether it's by record, a number amount of fights, whether it's in place by competition. I would imagine so, you know. So yeah, but this is like their ranking system. I just want you to know that. Oh shit, Josh Taylor's still like number 10 right there under Arnold Barboza Jr. Subria's number 8. Wow. Tank Davis number 1, Vasilis number 2, Shakur number 3, William Cepeda number 4, Dennis Perenchek number 5, Keyshawn Davis number 6, George Campbell's Jr. number 7, Frank Martin's number 8, Andy Cruz number 9 with a 4-0 record and 2 knockouts. 4-0-2. He's the number 9 ranked 135 pounder in the world. Raymond Molotai, right, has 22 0-17, and he is number 10. He is undefeated and has a record of 22-0-17, and he is considered number 10. Talk about what popularity can do for you as a fighter. What we call in the business a buzz. 4-0-2. Brother, you shouldn't even be ranked in the top 10, 15, 20, 30. Let alone number 9. And the guy underneath you is undefeated with 22-17 knockouts. What can popularity and social media do for you as a boxer today? What can it do for you? It'll put you number 9 with only having 4 fights. Man, ESPN, they pick who they want. This is the shit we talk about. This is kind of the stuff we fight against. New media, old media. These are the battles that we try to, although deserving, good, talented fighter that he is, let's just be honest. You have 4 fights, my man. You're number 9. Look at the guys surrounding him. It's like they put him like right here. Avoid what you see. You know what I mean? Like, look at this guy. Look, Frank the Ghost Martin got 1 loss, but at least look at his record, man. Look at everybody's record that qualifies to be on the list. Everybody's in double digits. Everybody is in double-digit fights. This guy gets on the thing. Look. Single-digit fights, and he's not even halfway. He's not even at the 5 mark. He's below it. Talk about what popularity can do for you as a fighter. Popularity is a motherfucker, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, it is. Look at this. Emmanuel Navarrete. Yeah, he's got the number one. Shakur Foster. Ray Robinson, Conceição, Lamont Roach, Raymond Ford, Joe Cordine. Okay, let's get down to where I wanted to see anyway. I kind of like was joyriding here because there's a lot of good. Oh, listen. Now, when we think about this fight too, as well, check this out, guys, right? Okay, let's get back to the show. When we think about this fight and the situation and the what was at stake, right? When we think about what was at stake, like for instance, this could be knockout upset of the year. When they're handing out these awards, upset of the year, upset knockout of the year, knockout of the year, best fighter of the year, things like that. Is this the biggest upset of the year? This has got a candidate. And then for the biggest knockout of the year upset, right? People are going to be like, yo, this is leading the way. But we can't forget about fights like Angelo Leo when he knocked out. Yo, like you guys remember that, right? So Lopez went out like a tree. Like he literally like turned off his button. And Lopez went like this. Whoop, boom, out, cold, right? And so it's going to go up against that one. And this was a one punch knockout, like his was. Leo's punch was a one punch knockout type thing, just like his. So who do you guys think is leading the way now? What other knockouts this year upset? Not one, I guess it could be a combination as long as he knocks him out, but it's going to be hard to hit them one hitter quitter knockouts. You know, we still got some fights. Tyson Fury, okay, those when you got the heavyweights, that's the biggest punchers in the game. Anybody can go to sleep in those kind of fights. Those though and at their size, that's 50-50. Um, and if we were also talking about that fight too as well, that it's coming up, I guess that's gonna be my Christmas. Is gonna retake Naoya Inoue spot. You know, I'm heard about the Naoya Inoue situation. We're gonna talk about that. I meant to talk about that on last live stream. So we're gonna talk about what he said back to MJ and a text on X. And as a matter of fact, I'll bring it up. I'll put it up and we can all see it, right? So, um, so this fight is gonna be the fight for me, right? And as I break down that fight with Tyson Fury and Usyk, right, I have to be honest with myself. I have to be honest. And I've talked about this when we have a potential, there comes a time in a boxer's career where they start to go on a decline, but we as fans remember them as the superior fighter they once was, Errol Spence Jr. Sometimes you could be thinking more about the fighter's name and who they were in a moment in time that could blind you and give you a different view than what's really going on. And what I mean by that is coming into this fight with Alexander Usyk, if we really want to be honest, Tyson Fury lost his last two fights. He should be coming in this fight on a 2-fight losing streak, not a 1-fight losing streak, because many of us felt he lost that fight against Francis Ngannou. That fight was one punch away from either man winning. It was literally that close, and he got dropped in that fight. He never hurt Francis Ngannou that only had one professional fight. Are we allowing ourselves to see Tyson Fury for the fighter he once was? And it's not allowing us to witness and see where we're at, what's actually happened. He's on a decline. If I sit back and I be honest with myself with everything that I see, the kind of person that starts, I can't see everything, but what I do when I do step back, this is what I'm seeing. And my boxing insight is telling me, Edwin, be honest with yourself. How is Tyson Fury coming into this rematch? He's coming into this fight technically 0-2. He lost his last two fights. So what's telling me it's going to change? You're just hoping and banking on that Tyson Fury shows up again, the one you once knew, the man he once was in one point in time. You're hoping that guy shows up. The odds of that man showing up, Father Time is undefeated for a reason. And he comes at us all at different ages. I'm just saying right now, observe what you're really before you put your hard-earned money and you're betting with your heart. Here at Round One Sports Talk, I'm going to give you the ins and outs so that you can have a better perspective on how you're going to place your bet in this fight. I don't think that Tyson Fury is that fighter he once was. And I think Usyk is in his prime. I think Usyk is firing on all cylinders. He was in an interview, got a little emotional on an interview. He pulled out this letter out of his pocket. Some soldier from you from Ukraine wrote him. And let me tell you something right now. There is nothing better than receiving a kind of letter like that for motivation. There is like his words, like if he's carrying that letter around, like sometimes you might think some of these things are publicity stunts or whatever. Let me tell you something right now is no greater feeling than representing your country and knowing that that letter actually came from one, and like just the fire and the situation and him embracing that and saying, I'm doing it for you guys, bro. I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, yo, Tyson Fury's done, son. He's done. Usyk is like locked in, like he's got like he's wearing it. He's accepting the role. Sometimes fighters don't accept the role of their country or whatever. Max Schilling, a lot of people thought he was backing Germany. It ended up coming out that he was a pretty decent human being, I guess, whatever. But that's what the stories are. And like, sometimes some of these countries want you to take on for bad reasons, but he's using this as fuel, motivation, and there's nothing really telling me that I should get excited for Tyson Fury not leading too much out into the fight. And I'm looking at his face and it's like this. And I'm saying to myself, bro, you look heavier than the last time you got in the ring. I'm just like, like I said, listen, people, a heavyweight championship match anything can happen in a split moment, right? The problem is these are two of the best heavyweight fighters we have. Usyk doesn't fall asleep behind the wheel. He's not perfect. Everybody's been caught in a fight here and there. They have suspect wins or whatever. That's common in a boxing's career. You can criticize any boxer for any moment in their career if you want to. So there's no perfect boxer. But Usyk, one thing for sure, he is definitely firing on all cylinders. My man knows how to box. Um, he takes risk. He goes in and he obviously punches hard. A lot of people started making videos and trying to back Tyson Fury up and saying that, oh no, he was playing possum. Bullshit. I know what a man looks like when he was hurt, and he was hurt, then decided to play possum type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no doubt about it that that punch that he landed clearly affected Tyson Fury. You know, so if I was to take a fighter in this fight, I'm gonna take my best bet would be to take Usyk in a unanimous decision. I think it's gonna be more on the lines of that, whether it's a split decision, majority decision, or unanimous decision. I think that that's the safest bet to go. I think that Tyson Fury will stand up. He might get his ass whooped. He's probably gonna look. His eyes probably gonna be busted up. You know, his face is gonna be showing his visible marks up. But I think he makes it to the 12th round. Right? Okay. Um, and that'll probably be my safest bet. My second bet would be that Usyk stops him. This time, Usyk stops Tyson Fury. He's going to be the first man to stop him. I say he stops Tyson Fury um, anywhere between 9, 10, 11, 12. Right in between there. I'll even take 10, 11, 12, but something's telling me the 8th, the ninth round. I don't know why, but I'm more along the lines that you see, because typically when you do something once in life, the second time you do it a little bit faster. You're a little bit more familiar with what you're doing. And in a fight, once you fight someone and you get over that, because not only are you fighting Tyson Fury for the first time, you're also fighting Tyson Fury's persona of what everybody's saying around you. Yo, he hits like this, he does that. So, as a man and as a fighter, going into the fight the first time, you're fighting him, you have confidence, and you got to overcome that. You got to know he's not everything they said he was. In fact, I'm better. Take this with you. Boom, boom, boom. So, that part of the fight is gone. The men have already met. So there's certain things in the fight they've already checked off. They're gonna get right to it, or at least I think Usyk is, and Usyk is gonna try to. He's already gonna. He already knows which ways basically he wants to go with the fight. So in that point, I think when you do something a second time, you're more familiar. You're gonna do it faster. And I think if he stops Tyson Fury, that's where it's gonna happen. That's my opinion. That would be my second bet. On the long shot, which I consider Tyson Fury the underdog in this fight. There's a flip side to this coin, right? Tyson Fury, long. We know who he once was. We know that he can crack. And we also know the elephant in the room. This is the heavyweights. Any heavyweight at that size can put a fist to your chin. It's night night, baby. Usyk has to roll with the shots. Tyson Fury has to land a big shot. Tyson Fury is going to hurt Usyk. It's going to be early. It's going to be from 6 down. That's where I think that Tyson Fury is the most dangerous. You can bring Tyson Fury out to deep waters. The longer the fight goes, the more it's going to favor Usyk. He's going to be the more athletic of the two fighters. He's going to have more bounce to his step by that point in the fight. And Tyson Fury is probably going to be fighting off the back foot, leaning back. He's going to settle into the fight to try to fight long. And you know how he is. He'll stay stationary. At some point, Tyson Fury stays still. He's going to try to do like that shoulder roll that he has. and he's not as young as he used to be. And I think that that's where Usyk's going to catch up to him. So Tyson Fury can hurt him, but I believe if he does it, it has to be early. It's going to be under 6 rounds, right? By any stroke, like fucking, he pulls this crazy miracle upset where he drops or Usyk, I think it's going to be a body shot. I had to think that whether he was going to knock him out by a shot to the face, odds tell me more likely that it's going to be a body shot. Usyk is weak to the body. Okay. So I would think, and Tyson Fury has this long, tricky body shot. He really like brings it around and he can get a lot of distance in close. And you don't think that he can hit you with that. And he comes right underneath your guard and just boom, right to the liver right there. So Tyson has, and it's a good uppercut to the jaw too. He can bring it either way. Um, he got that nice slip uppercut and to the body. But if I had to think about it and break down that fight, I would think that it was going to be a body shot. Yeah. But like I said, anything could happen. This is me just speculating here, trying to see which way I would see it. And body shots can come at any point in the fight. You just gotta land that right shot. Um, it could come early, it could come late. But I really don't see Tyson Fury knocking out Alexander Usyk. I don't see that. That will be something like Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying, and Terrence Crawford fight. I didn't see that coming. I don't think any of us did. You know, could it be one of those kind of fights? Could this heavyweight fight be something we really didn't expect? Could it be that war? Or is it just going to be a feeling out process for 4 rounds and each man trying to make it out to the 12th round? They engage a little bit, but both men are being real cautious and playing it safe. Could it turn out to be one of those kind of fights? Both men are showing why they're fighting, both representing their country. This is a big moment in the heavyweight division. I believe that the fighter might try to unify once again all 4 belts. Let's see where it goes from there. There are a lot of worthy men in the division now. Josh Parker is gonna shoot it with Daniel Dubois, and so that title is gonna be on the line when the smoke clears there. Who's the last man standing and who has the gold? So and then there we can talk about, and then of course the obvious, this fight hasn't even concluded yet. Tyson Fury and you know what I'm saying? Usyk. So we gotta wait for the results is that, and we have to wait a lot of these things to play out. As far as Naoya Inoue goes, right? Let me see if I get lucky real quick. I should be able to. There should be no problem with this, right? Let me like turn that off. This is this. I don't need that. So let me go to X, see if I get this up here. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, good. See if we get Inoue's search. Yeah, that's him. That be him. Oh, here it is. Bam. All right, which one was it? Let's see here. Let me could I get the translation before I even bring it up or whatever? Show more post translation. I'm sorry to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. No, that's his apologize for the fight. I want to see the one he said to Akmadalia. Let's see if we find it here. Wait a minute. I know it was one of the ones at the top. So let me get it together real quick and we're going to bring it up and we're going to see what he said to him about it. I believe it might have been in this one right here, this article. I'm not sure. Let me see if I find it. Hold on. No, that's just bringing me back here. This is definitely not it. I got to find it. Everything's in Japanese, so bear with me for just 1 second, please. I'm a little confused on okay, I don't see it. Did he take it down? No, he ain't taking nothing down. Okay, let's see. Yeah, these are the post reels right here. I remember the apology one. How did I get to it? I believe it's this one right here. I just don't know how to click onto it. Hold on. Translating post. Let's see. I think I have an exact month to prepare. Well, oh no. Okay, yeah, that's when he was saying an extra month. He was looking at the brighter things of the situation that was happening. Maybe it's further down. No, I don't think so, man. Yo, he took this post down, I think. I don't want to say he took the post down. Maybe I saw it late. Maybe it hopped up on my thing. I clicked on it, but it was actually a later post. So why don't we just go down his page and see where? Because I just read it. Well, the post what it said was Naoya Inoue, Marlon Tapales had made. I should go to Marlon Tapales' page. That's what I should do. That's what I should do. Not Marlon Tapales. What am I doing? MJ Akmedalia. Why do I do that? I got this thing, man. It just won't leave me alone, man. This name. Where did it go wrong for me with these two guys? I don't know what it is. Ah! Have I been saying Marlon Tapales again? What the hell? It's Akmedalia. I gotta break this, bro. This okay, I don't know. He ain't coming up under NJ. Akmedalia. How do you spell Akmedalia again? Akmedalia. A-K. Ak. How was it again? What the fuck, bro? All right. Would you say Fury's coming up? What? Yeah, you think it'll get him slower and tired? I agree. Um, Jesus Christ, right now, I'm drawing a brain for how to spell this fucking guy's name. Um, You know what? I'll just go over here and get it. Mar. That's why I always get it mixed up. I go to say no. His name is Marlon Medallia, right? And then Marlon Tapales. No, it's Marlon Tapales, not Marlon Tapales. That's where I think I'm making the correlation. I keep saying that in my head. I'm trying to figure out how to get this guy's name out of my head. And stop mixing it up. Okay, so who we were looking for? All right, boom, there he is. Murdjon. Akmadalia, AKMADALIEV. Damn. All right, let's look him up. He's the one that said all this stuff about Naoya Inoue, right? So, uh, what? What the hell is he calling himself? Now I can't find his damn post. Oh yeah, he's got his brother up when his brother lost. So I can't find the post, but it's up there. I'm pretty sure a lot of you might have saw it. I wanted to share this post with you. I tried my best to bring it up because I would like you guys to like see what was said. And then, Akmadalia is telling them in a post not to duck him, that he wants his opportunity, this, that, and the third. Naoya Inoue texts his back and tells him, yo, basically, get in line. Like he basically told him, yo, get your ass in. He said, do yourself a favor and keep winning, right? Keep winning and don't worry, you're next. Get your ass in line and I'll take care of you, serve you up real quick. And I found that humorous because, for as quiet as Naoya Inoue is, right? Right? He's not that type of guy that's real outspoken and he's not in people's faces, right? So the other day I was on a live stream and I was saying, yo, what if Naoya Inoue snaps and he just grabs the mic and he starts, yo, you know what? Right? And boom, he didn't actually like grab a mic, so I didn't get that part right, right? But he texts back and he told him, yo, I have to find this. I'm gonna throw it up. I did my best to try to find it. I know it's there somewhere, but since everything's in Japanese, um, you know, I'm not everything. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know how to word or go through it like I did. I clicked one thing, and then they popped up. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, translator, and boop, and it came up. I should have screenshotted it or something. That's what you think about these things in the moment when you should have. You're like, oh, it's right there. Don't worry, I'll find it. It doesn't work out like that, does it? The news feed keeps going. So but it's definitely there, and I believe you could find it on their Akmadali MJ's webpage, however way he words it. I don't have him on X, so but uh I'm not gonna sit here and say, hey, bear with me while I scroll through everything, and it'll probably come up on my news feed. which I'm like talking right now, buying time, trying to see if I can do exactly that. But yeah, the odds of it coming up, it's just, oh, is there a breath of sunshine here? Oh, wrong guy. Is that how the zone does it with all their guys? They got their guys stand up and yeah, because I saw the Akmadalia call out when he's sitting there and he's going, Naoya, stop dunking me. And he's going, right? So I was like, look, they like, and then you go to the zone boxing webpage on X, and all their fighters are doing the same thing. Every guy is doing the same exact thing. So I guess that's in the zone. Um, it's probably standard when you sign up with them, So anyway, what they have is just reels of fights. I don't think I can click in and find it. I'm not gonna be able to, but I'm gonna look for it. I gotta put it up. I want to share this with you guys. Oh, well, because it was one of the first times he ever like answered back to a fight, Naoya Inoue. So I was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So he you could see he wants to fight too. There was another fighter, I think it was Richard Hitchison, that was talking about situations in boxing, right? Where that guys are like, they don't have as much as control you as you would like them to be. He didn't really have to say, I fight this guy. And he was explaining that he really didn't have, that kind of power or decision making. It was pretty much, this is the fight, kid, take it or leave it, type thing. So even at these high levels, you have to admit that what do you got a boxing promoter company for if you're picking your fights? You wouldn't need them now, would you? But a boxing promoter company usually knows, has all the right numbers to call. They know all the people in the game, and what you're paying for is their experience and connections. They have connections, they have matchmakers, they've been in the business a long time. When you get a call from Top Rank, that's a serious phone call for a potential fight, whether it be a regular fight, a medium fight, or a mega fight. But make no mistake, when Top Rank calls you to your gym, I hope your guy is ready or takes the fight. So that's why you have promotional companies, because when we think about criticizing these fighters for why did this guy, sometimes guys, we got to just take a step back, and it's truly up to these guys working with each other, and one guy is feeling he's not getting enough of the pie. I'm not getting a big enough piece of the pie. I'm not in. And then the fight doesn't get made. It can be sometimes as simple as that. So, and then like some of these fighters don't want to fight anywhere else but in their home, in their native country. It's hard enough trying to get some of these guys to leave Spain, leave France, leave China, leave Japan, leave Mexico, where they're comfortable and they're adored and revered. And some guys don't like to fight in enemy territory. Floyd Mayweather fought his whole career in the US, and the majority of it in Las Vegas. And Floyd Mayweather never fought in Japan in his pro career. Floyd Mayweather never fought in Russia. He never went anywhere. If you wanted to fight Floyd, you had to come to the US and fight him in his backyard. What kind of champion he made himself. So it's hard enough to get some of these guys to venture out, conquer land, be a man that'll venture out to other countries and conquer, take the gold, get back in your ship, sail away, conquer to new lands, like in the video game when you're fighting. You're going across Street Fighter. You're going across from country to continent, right? And nation here, and you're like, let's go, Japan. You fly over. It's kind of what you're doing, but not all men do that. Not all men do that. So there's a lot of situations where that sometimes some of these fights don't come out because they're like, yeah, you want to fight our champion, you got to come out here to Australia. You got to come out here to, so that's where sometimes I can see where, some of these fights are like, nah, I'm not putting my fighter to fight you in fucking Hell's Kitchen. Like, nah. So you got to understand some of that too as well. Yeah. Let me read some of y'all messages here. The owner said this week, why do I have to run away? Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, okay, let's put that up. That's exactly what he said. Thank you. Thank you, my man. My man, here it is. Here it is. This is exactly what he said. Why do I have to run away from a guy who lost to Tapales? There goes that name again. Introduced back into my head. So now you guys know I'm going to mess it up, right? You know? Right? Look at. Ah. And you know how when Japanese translation gets broken down into the thing, their meaning might come out a little like corny in a way, but in Japan it's like they're like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? And if you speak multiple languages, you know exactly what I mean. You know what I mean? So he's like, there seems to be no need for that, right? If you want to fight, keep winning. You know what I mean? And wait. Look at and wait. Keep your winning value and wait. Yo, he said, get in line. Get in line. All of you saying you're going to beat me. All of you want to fight, whatever. Oh, claim to want to fight me. I have a long list. I have all 4 belts. I'm responsible for the entire division. Get your ass in line. You're not the only name in this division. Although worthy, although a number 1 and in an ordered fight that the WBA has ordered, right? There are other number 1s. There are 3 more. And one guy got 2. The other guy just moved up in position. What do you guys think? He can't fight 3 guys at one time, can he? No, he's got to fight them one at a time. Am I right? Okay. Does Naoya Inoue got a fight signed and scheduled, and he's in the process? He already got a hiccup, and it's been postponed for 30 days. So is he currently in a fight? Yeah. So why are we talking like he's ducking anybody? You can't duck anyone while you're actually in a fight now, can you? So if we're talking leading into the fight, right? And MJ saying that the greatest fighter possibly of our generation is ducking him. Yeah. I mean, I guess you would know that what that would look like when you passed up Romans, Stephen Kubo, Fulton, MJ fights like that. You know what that's like, right? Oh, okay. So if you do it, it was just business strategy and it wasn't the right time for you. When he does it, or you want him to jump or be at your drum, MJ, right? Did I say his name? I might have. MJ, when it's convenient for you to say, now you were ready, but never taken into account, your opportunity was back there. And he already had plans. So when it was right for you to jump up, not once, but twice, both times he was fighting TJ Doheny, now Sam Goodman. MJ wants to get up and say, yo, why ain't you fighting me? But I find it real rare and kind of like, you know, as soon as Naoya Inoue got out of that fight, the man that got in the ring was Sam Goodman. Why didn't MJ get in the ring? When he finished the fight with TJ Doheny, why didn't MJ get in the ring with Luis Pantera Nari, with Doheny? Why didn't he just go down there and make himself available like the other men did? Marlon Tapales was actually in attendance when he beat Stephen Kubo Fulton, right? Marlon Tapales got in the ring. And then in the Marlon Tapales fight, I'm not sure if anybody got in the ring in that fight, or was that the fight? Yeah, that's when Sam Goodman jumped in the ring. Right? No. He ended up fighting Luis Pantera Nari. No, nobody jumped in the ring in Luis Pantera Nari. That's when he got knocked down. And Naoya Inoue grabbed the microphone and started talking. I don't think nobody did after that when he got knocked down. Is that when he came in the... Which fight was it? I believe it was the TJ Doheny fight. No. It was before it. Okay, so Sam Goodman definitely jumped in before the TJ Doheny fight, because and then that's how we got there. So Sam Goodman had to have jumped in after the Marlon Tapales fight. He had to have jumped in the ring. So my point is that each man, whenever they wanted to fight or let it be known that they wanted to fight Naoya Inoue, their promotional company made sure that they were in attendance. Why hasn't Akmadalia, MJ, been in attendance and hopped in the ring and made it be known? He literally just allowed, or Sam Goodman was deserving by the IBF ranking to come in and take the fight from him. Basically, not once, but twice. See, he was given step aside money so that he could fight Luis Pantera Nari. Luis Pantera Nari was the fighter that upsetted Japan's champion not once but twice, and they really wanted revenge against Mexico. So this was a Mexico-Japanese rivalry that Japan was trying to get some get back. They lifted the suspension for life that they put on Luis Pantera Nari. The boxing council lifted it for this fight. The way that Luis Pantera Nari represented Mexico, the way that he made weight, the way that he showed professionalism. I think after the fight, they are going to allow him to box back in Japan. Rumors were saying leading to the fight, win, lose, or draw, they don't want him back. But I'm not sure what the outcome of that whatever happened. But so Japan wanted get back. So then that's when MJ Akmadalia took step aside money. So he's a step aside money dude already. That's just screaming his chant is, I want my shot, but I'll take money. Nah, if you really wanted your shot, you should have stayed the course. Right? So then now he's coming up, and then all these other fights were made. Offers were sent out, and then Sam Goodman jumps in the ring, and then this is when offers were sent out, and then all of a sudden he ends up fighting somebody else, and we know the story. So there was a little bit of hiccups, right? So now the bottom line is this, that Naoya Inoue is doing the best he can to honor sometimes what becomes a messy situation with 4 belts. Each sanctioning body is screaming that their guy is the number 1 guy and that they got mandatory to his claim. And they're all probably right. Right? And it becomes a messy situation. But as one guy, you can't fight all 4 or all 3 of the, all 4, right? You can't fight all 4 of them at the same time to please everybody. So at some point, someone's going to get butthurt because their mandatory got overlooked, or they say that they're more deserving than their mandatory. So, sometimes you gotta just pick, blindly. Him. Okay, let's go. Let's get this over with. Because technically the champion feels like I'll beat all these guys. Just line them up. Doesn't matter what particular order, you're all gonna get your ass whooped. And I think that that's kind of what the situation Naoya Inoue is truly in. It's not really about avoiding him or this, that. The politics. They deem who's gonna go first, and they're probably all right. They all got official claims to his title. If you're the number one guy, you're a mandatory. You can be ordered. It becomes messy sometimes. And but you're all gonna get your shot if he stays there, you know. And that's where the desperation from these fighters start to come out, because we never know when Naoya Inoue leaves the 126. If he leaves the 122 and goes to 126, there's your money. There's your money train. Just left the division. Where's that going to be left with you and all these guys? Because I tell you right now, everybody that I mentioned by themselves is not going to make that kind of money. Let MJ Akmadalia and Sam Goodman make that kind of money by themselves. The equation here in the matter, the person that's the most significant is Naoya Inoue. He's the star. So when these guys, they're all over pleading their cases and they're saying, "No, I'm number one. I'm next." I understand. You're all probably right. But he can only fight one of you at a time. And if he chooses to leave, then that's what he chooses to do. But there goes your train. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Carlos? In the building. How's everyone feeling tonight? How's everyone doing? Here at Round One Sports Talk, where the all fights start. Round one. So, yeah, that's pretty much where what I take on this. The Jaime Munguia situation, how it has an effect in boxing, how we see some of these things transpired and these sayings cherry pick gone wrong. And what does that mean for the person that was called the cherry pick, and how his career can go up? People were texting on X. I seen a couple hilarious texts. Oh, we want to see Bruno here against Saul now. Like that was funny. You know what I mean? What? You know, so like a lot of us found that to be hilarious. Like, who the hell is this guy, right? And this guy just knocked out a guy that you just shared the ring with in Jaime Munguia. And you went 12 rounds with Jaime Munguia, but this guy brutally one shot knocked him out. So we're I mean, that validates his case now. You just turned the relatively unknown into having a strong argument off of your name, because you happen to go 12 rounds with the great Saul Canelo Alvarez. And you see what this does for these situations? Oh, cherry picks are always the way to go. Nah. What happens when cherry picks gone wrong? So, they just but look, Naoya in a way, man, you know, there's a lot of good potential fights for him, right? I really think that he's gonna fare well against Sam Goodman. In good sport and good nature. I don't think that Naoya Inoue's warrior spirit is gonna be the type of fighter that's gonna go out there and purposes just right away target that eye. I could see if he got into a situation in the fight where he was either behind on the cards and he was like, "Well, I gotta go for that eye," but I think that he's just gonna go to work. He's gonna be himself. Naoya Inoue is gonna pick his shots. He's gonna really pick apart Sam Goodman. He's gonna establish himself early in the fight. He's gonna establish his power. I believe that Naoya Inoue is a very fast starter, and he likes to typically dictate the pace. All the fighters in front of him quickly realize that that is one thing that is hard to take away from him, because as fighters go into him, what they tell their fighters is you want to make sure you dictate the pace, and you want to make sure that if you can bring and get Naoya Inoue to respect you. In the beginning of the fight, typically fighters, what they want to do is test the intelligence of the fighter that's standing in front of them. Naoya Inoue is a real good teacher, okay, and he will test you. He got hard quizzes. Not a lot of people pass his tests, but some have stuck around for quite some time, a couple rounds here and there. Naoya Inoue is gonna test you, and you better have your thinking cap on. I'm telling you, right? And what he takes from one or two rounds, sometimes Naoya Inoue is such an elite fighter that in the moment he can recognize something. If he sees anything remotely off in your preparation, he's gonna test you. X what's his name? Palak, what was his name? I don't want to mess his name up. The Dominican fighter in the World Series of Boxing that Naoya Inoue, he shift one way like this, wrong, just one way. Naoya threw the jab, set him up, made him go this way, and boom, one punch just knocked him out because he shift with his feet in the wrong position. Naoya picked that up in the split moment. He's prepared to go the full distance. But what I'm saying is the elite ones, if you make that kind of mistake in front of him, he's going to knock you out. He's done reading. He saw an opening. There's the difference with that some fighters, typically they got to make reads, go back sometime, talk it over with their coach, or they're seeing something different in the coach's action on what you're seeing. What are you seeing? And he's telling them, don't worry, I got this, because he's reading stuff. He's waiting for it to happen again. Naoya, in a way, you do that twice in front of him, he's going to turn your lights out. He's going to turn your lights out. So it could go a lot of different ways. Sam Goodman has to be on his A game. He's going to have to stop Naoya Inoue's jab. Naoya Inoue's jab is one of the most powerful weapons in all of boxing right now. Yes, it is. The kind of jab he has a variety of jabs. Naoya Inoue, he has the straight jab. He has the side jab. He has the jab, stabbing jab to the body. He has an intelligent jab. He uses it like a utility weapon. Naoya Inoue knows how to step with a jab. He knows how to work behind the jab. He knows how to double up the jab. Everything, everything. When he starts, that's his main weapon of attack. Naoya Inoue starts every fight off with the jab. Whatever way he chooses, whether he snaps it from the elbow like this, whether he brings it from the hip like this, whether he brings it sideways, or whether he lowers his knees and stabs down to the body, that he took that stabbing jab that Mayweather introduced to boxing. That's kind of where Naoya got that jab from, I bet. Because Mayweather was the one that did that awkward looking stab it, but very effective. We all found out later how effective that shot was down to the body. So, in order for Sam Goodman to have any kind of success, he would have to take away Naoya Inoue's jab. He would have to keep blocking it, snapping it down, and trying, right? Snap it down, bite, step back with your feet, shuffle back. Small steps, see if he baits, right? Keep throwing the jab, but try to be at least flinching to be aggressive, right? Or be aggressive, but don't be predictable. That is the one thing that Naoya Inoue picks up really quick on is patterns. He's really truly gifted by the boxing gods to be able to read people's movement. He'll guess where you should end up. If you go like this, well, then if you're swinging here, eventually you're going to land here. right? He's really good in reading a person's movement and tracking you in the ring. He bounces with you. You're like moving away from him and you're like trying to get away from him for a second. And you look and he's still in front of you. You're like, shit, it must be frightening sometimes, right? He little movement. He's like, you're like, dude, let me just get on the side of you or something. You can't cut the corner on him. You're not gonna cut the corner where that now he's at a disadvantage. He's not gonna give you that. He's gonna be right in front of you, man. He's really good with his feet. His upper body and his lower body move extremely well in unison. He really does. He's with that movement that he has off the balls of his feet. What that does is it gives him the ability to quickly dash into whatever position he needs to get that proper punch and torque off on that punch. What that does for him, it gives him options. By having that bouncing kind of back and forth sway like this, it you can dart in any direction. And it's hard for the fighter to know which way is he coming because you can fake this way and cut back, create an ankle, and boom. And you bit on the first movement. You bit here, shelled up. When you look, bam, you're getting hit. So Naoya Inoue uses that very well. Very well. He uses it when he needs to because when he understands that he's in with a fighter that's real flat footed, he's like, you're not going anywhere. And sometimes Naoya Inoue is that type of fighter that he'll meet you at your own fighting game. He'll beat you at your own game. You want to play this power punching shit? He acknowledges it and goes, okay, right here, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. He'll get out of character sometimes, Naoya Inoue, and he'll get into one to beat you in it. He fought Stephen Kubo Fulton. He went into his own Philly shell defense. Went like this and was like, bro, come on, what you doing here? Let me show you how it's done. Ba, 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 ba. He beat a lot of guys at their own game. He's a warrior. He wants to show the world that he's the best at this. At this shit right here, he's the best. And with every fight and every performance, he's proven it. Now, um, in order to knock down such a fighter as him, what they're going to do is look at the man that's fighting him. If the man that's not fighting him is not called Superman, then he's not worthy. And then that's how they'll try to discredit him by saying, oh, we already knew you were going to beat this guy. Rather than acknowledging him, damn, that's how good you are. That's how good you are that now we don't believe anybody in this division can beat you. Rather than acknowledging, wait a minute, everybody else is trash or a bum. That's what you would have to say to try to discredit him. You would rather say that than say, wow, all these guys are actually good. MJ Akmadalia, Marlon Tapales, all these guys, they're actually good fighters. And you're doing that to all of these guys? Man, you must be an exceptional fighter then. Rather than acknowledging it like that, they rather say everybody else is trash. Sam Goodman, trash. MJ, trash. You name it. Anyone, trash. John Casamaro, trash. That's all they're gonna say because they need to discredit Naoya Inoue by saying what? He ain't fighting nobody. They would rather call everybody nobody than to give him his credit. No, he's actually the greatest fighter, one of the greatest fighters we got. That's why. So fight fans, listen, guys, love you guys, love yourselves out there. I got some things. What's up, baby? Oh man, Bam's not letting me go now. He's in the building. My man, Bam, let's go, baby. How you doing? Well, very interesting that they went along with it. I think they would have got a lot of pushback if they didn't, sanction it for a fight. I think so when what happens in that situation on the low, they call Sebastian Fundora into the principal's office. You know how when you two get in a fight and they call you in one at a time, right? They called him in first. And the WBO probably went over it with him, his dad, his management team, etc. And they asked him, yo, do you want to put the belt on the line against Errol Spence Jr.? He had to be in agreement with it. And Sebastian Fedora at that time said, hell no, he ain't work. He's never fought in this weight division. He's not even shouldn't even be ranked in our weight division. He hasn't beat anybody, and he hasn't fought since he fucking Terrence Crawford. He would have had a strong argument for them to say no. So he had to be in agreement, and he has to feel like I can win this fight. And I can count it as a legitimate title defense. I got Errol Spence Jr. basically coming off his couch off a long layoff, and his last fight went brutally wrong. So I'm a boxer, a professional fighter. I am the champion. I do want to solidify myself as a champion. Kind of don't want to fight fucking Terrence Crawford because I seen what he did to this guy. So yeah, I'll put the belt on the line with this guy. Then the WBO comes out, talks it over with Errol, and like looking down at Errol like this in the office. Errol, we're gonna do you a favor. We're gonna do you a favor. We normally don't do this, but because it's you, we're gonna sanction this fight. Errol thinks that his name got him the no. Sebastian said, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? They act like they doing him a favor or something. You know how this business goes. The fact that they did it, okay, we got ourselves a fight. Until they get in the ring, I'm not gonna believe it yet. Seems like Errol Spence Jr. has a lot of what do you call their I got a hair right here. Ow, that shit hurts. It's like a pimple. It's right there. It's fucking killing me, man. Um uh right now I think that Errol Spence Jr. and you know, he's in a tough situation, man. Um, you're coming off such a layoff, you've had more than one eye surgery for your eye. How good is that eye and can it hold up to a decent hard punch? That I'm not sure of. Um, this is such a tough fight for me. I don't like it for Errol Spence Jr. to tell you the truth. I don't like it. Sebastian Fedora is a puzzle. Yeah, we witnessed him getting knocked out. Anybody can get knocked out, and we saw what the guy that did to Sebastian Fedora, what Tim Tszyu did to him. So, this is the sport of boxing. But Sebastian Fedora, he brings a lot of attributes to a fight that you typically never trained for. You're fighting against a guy that's 6'6" tall, and his arm reach is ridiculous. Legitimately, they're saying round one, and he hasn't even got out of the corner, and he already hit you with a jab. You're like, what the fuck was that? He's still in his corner. You're like, bro, are you? Did you just hit me from the other side of the ring? Like, right? That's got to be a problem. The real talk, that's got to be a problem, bro. You know, um, I don't like it. I don't think that Errol Spence Jr. eye-to-eye coordination will be the same. Look, I can only judge him from what I saw with Terrence Crawford, and I can only also judge him by the amount of time that he's been out of the ring. I gotta address what's really going on. I can't be a nabber. This is another case where that we're falling in love with Errol Spence Jr.'s name, just like I explained in the first half of this show, and I broke that down. where that we keep remembering the fighter in a moment in time. I don't believe Errol Spence Jr. is that man, and I'm not sure he'll ever return to that fighter he once was. I think that his name right now is really carrying him, but what he's done in the ring, that's a different story. I don't like this fight with Sebastian Fundora. I don't. I really don't. If I had to pick a fighter in the fight, unfortunately, this breaks my heart. I would have to go with Sebastian Fundora being the more active of the two fighters, being in the sport, fighting big fights. I would have to go with that. I'm proud to say that even if I went with Sebastian Fundora, both these men are representing the U.S. So whatever man wins, USA wins, will remain a champion on that night. So that's the only good thing I can take out of the fight because it breaks my heart to even think that I had to go against Errol. You know, that's my dude, bro. But I can't allow my heart to place a bet and my loyalty to an individual fighter. I no longer have any ties, loyalty to any fighter. And if the other fighter is more deserving and I feel like he's better, then I'm going to have to bet against him. In this situation right here, I'm not going to bet with my heart. I'm going with what the obvious is. Errol Spence Jr. coming into the Terrence Crawford fight was an unranked fighter in the ranking system because he was an inactive fighter just before coming into the Terrence Crawford fight. And after the Terrence Crawford fight, he hasn't fought neither. He hasn't looked like anything in his life is getting better where it pertains to actually getting in the ring and boxing. What you establish, your name, your career, your legacy, that's all well and good. But it's what you're, this sport is what you do for me lately, sport. And what have you done? I can't allow my heart to no. In this case, I would have to go give the champion his respect too as a champion, and I'm going to take the more active of the two fighters. Yes, I will. Um, I'm not sure Sebastian Fedora can stop Errol. I think Errol's a little bit too tough. He wasn't even going to quit in that Terrence Crawford shit. The referee had to step into that. He was getting the brakes beat, he was getting the brakes beat out of him, right? That was hard to watch. It's even hard to describe, right? Because I don't like to even fucking I get fucking mixed up because I like Arrow so much. And to see that, I was like, man, I wanted to jump in the ring and be like, Terrence, that's enough. You know, I didn't have anyone in that fight. I just said that was a 50-50 fight. That's it. I went, I didn't have no guy. I liked Arrow a lot. But I just said it was a 50-50 fight. That looked like a motherfucking 80-20 fight. That's what that shit looked like. A 80-20. I was like, I wanted to jump in the ring and be like, that's enough, Terrence. That the back up off him. You stop hitting him. Yo. You know what I mean? Yo. I was just like, wow, I was really shocked, really surprised. And I can imagine most of you were as well. So, man, yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah, but I like Naoya Inoue's respond to him. I really thought that, about time, Naoya, like get out there and, you know, hit him back. You know what I'm saying? Because they talking a lot of smack about the man, but unfortunately, being a four-belt champion, it gets messy. It gets messy. You're gonna get criticism from four deserving number one ranked opponents, mandatory opponents too at that. All of them got a mandatory claim. It gets messy and very confusing, but he can't fight all four of them. So just get in line. We'll get to you. We haven't called your number yet, MJ. Sit down. MJ, stop walking up to the desk every time you hear a name in the other aisle. And stop using the thing like you don't speak English. We know who you are. Sit your punk ass right there. Just sit down. What are you doing back up here? Again? No, we didn't call no numbers. MJ, sit your ass down over there, man. He's one of them people. Anybody. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't heard a number in a while. Well, let me check. Hey, did you call me? I'm right here. Yo, always making a ruckus, a noise or something. Like, we gonna get to you. We all right, we know, we heard you. Sit down. Like, yeah. So, fight fans, I wanted to come on, give you an afternoon show. I hope I did just that. Thank you for tuning in here at Round One Sports TV. Please smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So, fight fans, if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section for me. I read all my comments myself. I answer all my comments. So, if you want to get any word to me, drop them. I do check my previous video comments. So, that's how you can get in contact with me. If you got anything you would like to say, anything you would like to know, just drop them in the comments and I will do just that and check in for you. So, fight fans, today's Monday. I gotta give wifey her time today. Hopefully, we can get out and get some of this shopping done. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna be going on a late night show. If I do, it will be somewhere between the hours of 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 ish, right around that time. And I'll see if I can get on. If I check my comments later on today and I see that you guys are asking me a lot of questions and comments about certain things and topics, then I'll make an effort more to come on at the nighttime here on Monday. Because you guys know that Monday typically I try to keep it for my wife, but she had an appointment this morning with her grandfather. They had to do that, run some errands. So I had an opportunity to hop on. She's back. We got to go. So, fight fans, love yourselves. Take care of yourselves this holiday season. May Santa Claus bless you and bring you that special choo-choo train you always wanted. So from me to you, from Round One Sports Talk, Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and have a good night. Well, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It's somewhere on the planet. It's nighttime. Somewhere.